There are over 6.8 billion people living in the world today. According to a Cellular Telecommunications Industry Association survey, more than 1.5 trillion text messages were sent last year. This breaks down to more than 200 messages per person. At first, text messaging was not very popular since it was designed primarily to be used by the hearing impaired. During the 1990s, only a few messages were being sent through SMS. Today, text messaging is one of the major ways people communicate with each other. However, even with years of experience in text messaging under our belts, many people have yet to learn proper text etiquette. Texting, although a handy way to stay connected, is not a replacement for face-to-face communication. Is it warranted to get upset if you don't get a reply right away?
If I send a text message and somebody doesn't reply for a long time, I usually don't worry about it.
Usually I don't reply to text straight away unless it's something important.
Depending on who it is, I usually get mad if the response isn't within 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, I have like a girlfriend and we do long distance, so I don't text her back. Like if I take like 2 hours or something, she's like, okay, what's going on? Like, why don't you text me back?
But it's like having a confirmation right in front of you as soon as they read it.
Then I assume they're busy or they just don't want to talk.
If you don't receive a reply right away, it's no reason to get mad and think that they're ignoring you. Don't kick the dog just because Jimmy's late sending you a smiley face. Is it acceptable to send texts during inappropriate situations or when you're with someone else?
Text during a date.
It's definitely something I avoid at all costs.
I don't think I would pull out my phone unless it was going really, really bad.
I think if you're at a social gathering, there isn't any need for a cell phone to be used.
I have texted during a date. I have actually texted my date during the date, when my date went missing.
In a theater, I actually get very vocal. If I see somebody texting, I will get loud about that.
Overall, it's kind of rude because the light that emanates from the device is going to influence somebody else around you, how they experience the film.
Because I've paid for the movie and I am a student, so I'm on a budget.
We all here hate it, and I'm sure we've all done it.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe 15 people here haven't done it at all.
I've done it.
Everyone does it.
The only time that I would really answer my cell phone on a date is if it was my mother freaking out about something back home.
If you're at the movies, on a date, or anything with other people in a social environment, you should not be texting. And if you're thinking to yourself that you're so popular that you have to text at these moments, you're not. Is it appropriate to deliver bad or sad news via text?
I don't take a text seriously unless I would take things more seriously if they said it in person.
I don't really like BBM for if we're having an argument or disagreeing about something because you don't know the person's tone.
From my point of view, I could text someone and be completely serious and legit about it. If I was to get a text message, I don't think I would take it seriously.
So I might say, yeah, okay, and then the person would be like, oh, why are you being so sarcastic?
If it's something serious, and especially at the workplace, I wouldn't want to be texting. If it had something to do with something, whether or not it was dangerous or really important to my job, I wouldn't want to be trying to text something as they're sending me things and I'm trying to send, but I'm too slow.
I want to say no, but it depends on whether or not that person perceived it as bad news.
If Billy fell down a well and Lassie is nowhere to be found, it's best to call someone, not text them. Bad and sad news is something that needs to be delivered in a way that's more personal. Is it appropriate to break up with someone via text?
Asking somebody out via text message.
I've done that a lot. actually just texting, it seems to be less personal, I guess, than actually talking to someone. I guess we're getting scared of talking real time now.
I wouldn't break up with somebody via text message, but maybe I would ask them out.
I'd be so pissed off. I'm like, why would you kid that? Yeah. This is something I would just joke about. It's like, yeah, we're breaking up, by the way. And it's like, what?
I think you should be able to ask them out face to face or call them on the telephone, but not with a text message.
It's also a tool to get back at a girl. If you want to put it brutally, if a girl, if she's being a total or if you're just a complete and you want to really give it to her, then you can just say hey, we're over.
I think that's really tacky, and I would like to talk to them face to face and kind of know what they look like rather than through their phone, because
because you're going to be dating them, hopefully. So communication is kind of key.
According to Cosmo magazine, breaking up with someone via text messaging is the absolute lowest way of doing it nowadays. They also conducted a survey about cheating, where more women said they would rather catch their partner cheating on them than receive the news via text. Is it okay to send texts while under the influence?
Yes, I have drunk texted.
I always drunk text.
They're really random and sometimes very sexual.
You know, everyone knows that drunk texting you don't take seriously, right? So,
what if it's someone you haven't spoken to in a while?
I've done that. I've drunk text people I haven't spoken to in like
You
6
kind of like them,
months.
but you never really pursued that you like them, and then now you send you drunk texting that they like you, and it's just like interesting drama.
And if it's like someone who like never ever gets drunk and they go drinking and they send you something like, oh hey, I really miss you, like we should hang out. That's just a girl from the past.
Every weekend.
I always seem to drunk call people more because, like, you're drunk, you're not thinking.
We should
so
be friends.
Yeah. Like, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm gonna text them because it's safer. I'm thinking, I wanted to say something to you for a while and I'm drunk, so I'm gonna call you. Like,
I think everyone's drunk texted before.
If you're under the influence, don't send texts. Now, we know that if you're drunk, you probably will still send them. Many of us are guilty of this. In today's society, the idea that I was so drunk last night, I don't remember texting you, has become a valid excuse for dismissal. However, let's not forget that drunk words are sober thoughts. Is it okay to overuse emoticons, and does your tone really matter?
Emoticons, I like them. They're kind of flirtatious, I guess.
We're always concerned about improper or wrong interpretation of a message.
What's an emoticon?
I feel like they back up what you say, like, oh, I'm really happy, smiley face, or ha ha ha, I'm laughing, you know, mouth open.
Personally, I would use it just, I don't know, being sarcastic, making a joke, right? That's the thing, that I'm just making a joke, and all of a sudden you think I'm totally trying to get with you.
Annoying is how I feel about emoticons.
I started using them, and I feel bad about it.
I was texting my mom a while ago about how I wanted a scholarship, and she was talking about how she's going to kill me and stuff, and I thought she was really mad, but she was joking, and she could have really used an emoticon there.
We don't need to stick our tongue out at everything or LOL everywhere.
Emoticons.
Perhaps someday, text messaging and social media will completely take over and the idea of face-to-face communication will be dead. Even the idea of sex is beginning to go digital. I mean sexting, come on, really? But for right now, there's no excuse for at least showing some text etiquette when participating in it. Next time you send a text, ask yourself if there's a reason that you're doing this via text and not over the phone or even in person. Is this really appropriate to send in an SMS? Think before you text.
call cannot